I'd like to take a moment to recognize some of the elected officials and project partnerships who are here with us today. We have with us the County Executive, Jim Tedesco, Commissioner Chairwoman Tracy Zur, Commissioner Mary Amoroso, Commissioner Ramon Hache, Commissioner Jermaine Ortiz. We have a representative from Congressman Bill Pascrell's office. We have Senator Paul Sarlo. From Rutherford, we have Mayor Frank Nunziato, Councilwoman Maria Begg Robertson, Councilman Raymond Guzman. From East Rutherford, we have Mayor Jeff LaHoulier. We have Council President George Cronk, Councilman Ed Ravatini. We have Councilman Michael LaRusso. And from the Becton Regional Board of Education, we have Board President Jason Bolger. Also joining us this morning is Denise Lee from Open Space Institute. We have Tom Gravel, Project Manager from Open Space Institute. Amy Samoski from NJDEP. And joining us from the Bergen County Audubon is Don Torino. If we missed anybody, we do apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker is County Executive Jim Tedesco.
Good morning. What a wonderful day for East Rutherford, Rutherford, and the County of Bergen. Having something like this come to fruition after, where's Ed? After over 20 years of working on this, this is wonderful. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for not giving up, and we're thrilled to partner with East Rutherford and Rutherford here today to open up space, to take an abandoned rail line and open it up for the people of Bergen County, the people of Southern Bergen County, giving people an opportunity to walk in nature, to be able to exercise, and there are a lot of future possibilities after this. Today's just the start. It's not the end, it's just the start. We just talked about that. Yeah. We just sat and looked at the conceptual plan there, and there are other opportunities along the river and along this area right here that we will work with East Rutherford and Rutherford to continue to develop, to provide more space, more open space, more recreational space, more mental health space for the people of Rutherford and East Rutherford. I also want to thank all of our first responders that are here. We have members of the East Rutherford and Rutherford Police Department. We have the two chiefs. We have members from the fire department here. So thank you so much for helping us out and also for the work that you do every day. We appreciate that. As I often say, when I became the county executive, I made a commitment that the preservation of open space, protection of our environment, and enhancement of our park system would be one of my top priorities. I believe my tenure in office has demonstrated just that. In the last 2 months, we have celebrated completion of 5 new parks projects as diverse as our vast park system. We've completed the ecological restoration of the Ridgewood Duck Pond and Teaneck Creek Conservancy, the reopening of the Darlington Golf Driving Range, the grand opening of the Bergen County Rowing Center at Riverside Park, which tonight will host the Bergen County Board of Commissioners weekly meeting, or bi-weekly meeting, at 7 p.m. And the opening of the new Van Buskirk Island Paddling Center in Oradell. With this announcement is yet another example of living up to the commitment that my administration, along with the Board of Commissioners, has made in making Bergen County a more greener and better environmentally protected county. Today is a monumentous day for the Bergen County's vast park system. It's not often that you have an opportunity to build a new park, especially in one of the most densely populated suburban neighborhoods in the nation. This is truly a once-in-a-generation opportunity to reclaim open space and transform a vibrant open space that engages, inspires, and empowers our southern Bergen County communities. I'm very excited to announce that just last week, working together with the Open Space Institute, the County of Bergen closed on the $1.9 million deal to purchase the abandoned section of the rail from Norfolk Southern. In short order, this 1.2 mile, 11-acre property will soon become a linear park, creating passive recreation opportunities from the Passaic River to downtown Rutherford. While other people are talking about these types of projects across the state, under my direction, the Bergen County Parks Department is taking action and aggressively pursuing these landscape-changing projects. By utilizing funding from New Jersey Green Acres and the county's Open Space Trust Fund, as well as support from the boroughs of Rutherford and East Rutherford, this is a wonderful example of what can be accomplished when we work in coordination with our state and municipal partners. I want to thank all of our partners for making this a reality. Thank you. And let me just take a minute to recognize many of the folks and organizations that have been instrumental in bringing this to fruition. First, the County Parks Director, Jim Koth, who unfortunately can't be with us today. Adam Strobel, Division of Director of Land Management. Let me just say a few things about Adam. So, Adam really has been the point person for the county on this, along with Ed. But Adam was extremely passionate about getting this project completed and making sure that I understood the importance of this and why this was such a good project for the County of Bergen. There were many times where I asked many questions, but at the end of the day, Adam said, "I'm telling you, this is the right thing to do." Adam, you're right. It is the right thing, and it was the right thing to do. And thank you for continuing to advocate on behalf of this project and helping me make and see how wonderful a project this could be. Thank you so much for that. Our landscape architect, Kim Mitchell. Kim has this beautiful vision. She does wonderful work with our landscape, but also was instrumental in helping us get to this point today. So thank you, Kim. The team at OSI, or Open Space Institute, another group of people that when we sat around the table talking about this, we had very, very intense dialogues. But at the end of the day, they again stood up and said, no, this is the right thing to do. And this will benefit a lot of people. So I'm very pleased that we're able to work with Open Space Institute and bring this project together. And finally, our partners at the state, the Department of Environmental Protection and the New Jersey Green Acres program. You've been great partners not only in this, but for so many projects that we've had here in Bergen County. I truly appreciate the work that you do, but the partnership that we have to make projects like this happen. We are continuing to make New Jersey a better place. We're making Bergen County a great place, and East Rutherford and Rutherford continue to now be able to give their residents a place where people can walk freely, feel good about the environment, breathe fresh air, all here in this park. I wasn't sure that we were going to get here. I really wasn't. And Ed continued to advocate for this, continued to say to me, Jimmy, Please help make it happen. Please help make it happen. And as I stand here today, Ed, I'm so glad that we continue to push and make this happen. This is a beautiful day for Rutherford and East Rutherford, and a lot of it has to do with you. So thank you. I thank you for all of you for joining us today. This is exciting. This is what good government does. This is what we can do working together. Government for the people, making their lives better, giving them an opportunity to be able to see that it's not just development, that it's just not building, it's just not asphalt. We can make green, we can keep the trees, we can make the environment, satisfy our work with the environment. So thank you all for joining us today. I truly thank everyone involved for making this happen, and it's another great day for Bergen County. Thank you.
Our next speaker serves as the state senator for the 36th district, Mr. Paul Sarlo.
To County Exec Tedesco, and to our commissioners, and to our mayors and councils from East Rutherford and Rutherford, thank you for allowing me the opportunity just to share a few thoughts. So, as I was sitting here thinking back as our county exec was outlining the vision for this going forward, I grew up in Woodridge, and after football season would end, we would probably get together with our friends in East Rutherford and do things in these woods that we probably shouldn't have been doing as teenagers. The Rutherford kids didn't play nice with us in Woodridge, so we hung out with the East Rutherford kids. Probably, but then over the years, as I got involved in public service and started to learn more and more about this right of way, I know it was a place for illegal dumping over the years. A lot of illegal dumping. People took advantage of this, and we have turned the tide on that, from where kids hung out and did things they should not be doing, to illegal dumping, to an eyesore. We've turned a page, and really it's about persistence. And you heard the county exec talk about it. That's the key word for me as I leave here today, is persistence. Because if you deal with any of the federal freight rail operators in this country, especially in New Jersey, we have some major infrastructure projects that are held up because you can't get a permit or you can't work with these federal rail operators. Everyone here was persistence. Writing the letters, screaming and yelling, Congressman Pascrell's office, the mayor and council of East Rutherford, Eddie Ravatini, every time you see me, talk to me about this rail line. The county, Rutherford, everybody being persistent, pushing back on the bureaucracy that we want to buy this property and turn it into something magnificent and beautiful. So kudos to all of you, really. Everybody here today for your persistence and bringing this and landing this for our two communities here in South Bergen. And I want to also give a shout out to the Green Acres folks. As chairman of the Joint Budget Oversight Committee for the last 13 years, most of the Green Acre requests will come through our committee. And you get to see the work that they do and the amount of projects that they actually approve around the state of New Jersey. I will continue to tell them we want our more in Bergen County, more in Bergen County. We want our fair share. And we do get our fair share because we're very organized. We're united. Our county parks department puts out a really good plan, and we're united in delivering good projects. It makes their job easier when they come to our committee and says, East Rutherford, 1.5 million or 2 million for Bergen County. It makes their job much easier because we are united here in South Bergen. County exec, keep bringing the money to South Bergen. Keep investing in our parks in South Bergen. God bless.
Our next speaker is the Director of the Division of Land Management, Mr. Adam Strobel.
Welcome to the next edition of Bergen County Parkland in southern Bergen County. I want you to take a moment and be in the moment and recognize what we have just accomplished. I appreciate the words that the county executive had talked about and the efforts to bring this project to fruition. It really was a passion to see this project come together because it checked off many of those boxes. It is adding to our parkland inventory. It is providing a linear walkway. It is providing that connectivity that we so sorely need within Bergen County, and in particularly within the southern part of Bergen County. So all these things that were the overarching goals and the reasons why we did this were the driving points that pushed us forward. And to be able to answer all the questions, always want to provide the best information, provide the best rationale and the reason why we're doing this, why this makes sense. Because we're investing in our parkland. And you have to make those choices. They got to be the right choices. I think we made the right choice here today. I want to take a moment to personally thank the many people from OSI, Tom Gravel, Deanie Lee, former member Terrence Nolan, Bob Endenberg, who provided a lot of legal counsel, to J.M. Sorgi, also did some environmental analysis. I think without them, this project really could not have been brought to a conclusion, because there was a lot of work that they did for us. And we really appreciate the partnership that we have with OSI. We've done a number of projects with OSI over the years. It works, it's a great model. So thank you very much. On behalf of Director Jim Koth, welcome to the latest portion of Bergen County Parkland. Thank you.
Our next speaker is from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, Ms. Amy Samoski.
Thank you for having me here today. On behalf of the DEP Commissioner Sean LaTourette and the Green Acres Program Director Martha Sapp, congratulations to everyone who pulled this together and made this project a reality. Congratulations to the residents who get to enjoy it. And I want to share with you the sentiments of the Commissioner who couldn't be here today. The Carlton Hill Greenway is another example of how DEP's innovative partnerships can transform a former rail line into a dynamic recreational use that will connect communities, give people options to explore nature in new ways, and help enhance ecotourism. Like the other Greenway project announced earlier this year by the Murphy administration, the Carlton Hill Greenway will provide much-needed green space for residents and visitors to appreciate the beauty of yet another area of New Jersey.
Our next speaker is from Open Space Institute, Ms. Deanie Lee.
For those of you who aren't familiar with us, we are a national land trust, and we've protected over 2.5 million acres of land from southern Canada to Florida. So I'm very, very pleased and proud to be here today to announce this significant and impactful acquisition on the part of Bergen County. So once completed, the Carlton Hill Branch Trail, as others have spoken about, it's going to provide green mobility opportunities for residents of southern Bergen County to get from the Passaic River and Memorial Park all the way to the commercial districts, including some transit opportunities as well. I think as I drove in here, I noted that, there's a train station that will eventually, link this to the Passaic River, and I think that's a tremendous opportunity. So projects like this and like the Essex Hudson Greenway, which Amy just mentioned, they don't happen without a tremendous amount of persistence. I think the state senator talked about that a little bit. They also don't happen without the expertise that organizations like the Open Space Institute bring to the table. And this particular acquisition, I think, was really multi-layered from the moment we got to the table with Norfolk Southern, and I'll also just quickly give them a shout out here. They're not here today, but they were part of this as well. There were a lot of levels here that we had to navigate, including an abandonment process. They're a Class 1 railroad. They have, it was a complicated process, and they worked very hard to get that done, and so did we. So did all of us here. So I think also, as others have said on the podium today, things like these projects don't happen without tremendously strong partnerships. And this is one that Open Space Institute is extremely proud of. We have a long-standing partnership with Bergen County Parks reaching back almost 20 years. We've done some significant acquisitions in the Ramapo Reservation over the years, and now, this one that I'm very proud to talk about. So, so today is really a celebration of all of that. I want to sort of give recognition to the local leadership that's here today. I want to just say, finally, that this is really the kind of project that can happen when people work together and, sort of move towards making the world a better place. So specifically, I want to shout out County Commissioner Tedesco and the County Commissioners. Supportive all along and really made this happen. I think I also want to specifically shout out Adam Strobel and Ed Ravatini, who were there from the absolute beginning 3 or 4 years ago when we first sat down and started talking about this project, and have been steadfast and strong in their support of the project. So I also want to thank County Administrator Tom Dutch, Jim Koth, Frank Tortora, again, landscape architect Kim Mitchell, and none of this would have happened without New Jersey Green Acres program, so thank you, Amy, for all of your hard work as well. Yeah, it's a good one. A few other people, Martha Sapp, and then also Mark Ashton, who is with Green Acres. He's their surveyor. I know he worked quite hard on this one as well. So, and then in addition, Frank, Mayor Nunziato, Mayor Lahir, I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. Lahuya? All right, Houlier. Thank you. Sorry, embarrassing. All right. And council, okay. So I also want to thank OSI's donor and our philanthropic supporters, because over the years, none of this work can happen without that, and I think that's a significant thing to mention here today. And from OSI's perspective and my personal perspective, I want to give a shout out to my team at OSI, which is Tom Gravel, Bob Anderberg, Kip Eisen, Lori Jean Moody, who's here today, and just say that, they really jumped through so many hoops to get this done, and I'm extremely proud to be part of that team at OSI to see that this project gets done. So, and I'm going to re-emphasize how grateful I am to Tom Gravel, because he really was the heart and the soul of this project from start to end. Would not have happened without his graceful leadership and his integrity. And I just want to sort of end today by saying thank you, Tom, and then thank you to everybody else here today. I really appreciate it, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to speak with you.
Our next speaker serves as the Mayor of Rutherford, Mr. Frank Nunziato.
I just want to give a shout out to our senator, our county executive, our commissioners, our councils, and especially when I got on in 2013, Mayor LaHouyer and Councilman Revertine were already knee deep in this project. So I just want to give them a special shout out as well. Thank you, everybody.
Our next speaker is the Mayor of the Borough of East Rutherford, Mr. Jeff LaHoulier.
I am Mayor Jeff LaHoulier. I sit on Bergen County Open Space, as well as Historic Preservation, as well as the president of the East Rutherford Historical Society. I'd also like to thank the county executive, all the committee people, all of the state agencies, all of the county agency. This is truly a great day for Rutherford and East Rutherford. I was involved with this project for about 18 years. Ed Raventini was involved a little bit longer than I was. It's been a long, long road. Just a little bit of history here. Borough of East Rutherford was normally known as Boiling Springs. This was a very rural area, and before the railroad was even here, some people would come to visit. But in 1835, the Patterson and Hudson River line was opened right here behind us. And if you can envision what was going on back then, there were wooden rails with horses pulling the carriages. So as technology developed, and thankful to John Stevens from Stevens Institute and steam technology, the locomotive was developed. And this area here was perfect for locomotives, because what did locomotives need? They needed water. On Union Avenue in East Rutherford, again, we were called originally Boiling Springs Township. There was a Boiling Springs that bubbled out of the ground like an artesian well. So it made it perfect for the locomotives to stop here in Rutherford at the station, the first station, and they would fill up with water and be on their merry way. In the very beginning, people would only come here for summer vacation. But as more and more people came through this area, more and more wanted to get out of the city and to the suburbs. The rails also brought industry. If anybody doesn't know, Becton Dickinson started in East Rutherford. Our first mayor, Mayor McKenzie, opened up a cotton bleachery right here. And if it wasn't for the railroads, that wouldn't have happened. So there's a lot of history here. The Boiling Springs down at the other end, the Lenape Indians used to have rituals around there. So again, there's a lot of rich history down here in southern Bergen County. But again, I just want to say again, Mayor Nunziato, thank you for your efforts. Councilman Ravatini, thank you for your efforts. Thank you, everyone. Again, this is truly a great day for the borough of East Rutherford and Rutherford. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Our final speaker of the program serves as the chairwoman of the Bergen County Board of Commissioners. Ladies and gentlemen, Tracy Silnazar.
Mayor, thank you for that history lesson, because as we launch into this next chapter of of history, as we open a new book for this land, we are so grateful to be rooted in how we've evolved. As the county executive and the Board of Commissioners set forth several years ago at this point on a parks master planning process, identifying our inventory, but also identifying our gaps. And one of the things that was very clear is that we needed more open space, more place for recreation and enjoyment in southern Bergen County where populations are dense. And so as we get to reclaim this land, we really fulfill the mission that was set forth in our parks master plan. And really, it shows not just the tenacity, but it also shows what strategic planning can do to set the course and make sure we are identifying and moving continually forward. But none of that would happen without the partnerships. And I think, can the mayors and council also from East Rutherford and Rutherford come on up and join us up here for this? Because I will say that nothing happens in a vacuum. Nothing happens without amazing collaboration. And this project, can I guess, executive, get up here, Senator too. None of this happens without partnership. None of this happens without dedicated team members. You know, to quote my favorite doctor, Dr. Seuss, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's gonna get better. It's not. And so every single day, these people, our county executive, our senator, all of you, roll up your sleeves to make this better, to make our environment better, to make our quality of life better, to make our community's mental health better. This day is a realization of all of that. So thank you to every single one of you for not giving up. I also would be remiss if our Commissioner Tonelli is not here with us today, but he was also a driving force for us on this board, dragging us out here on a very humid mosquito day to tour and walk this and really see its potential and value. But none of this would happen without partnership, and we look forward to the continued development, the continued growth of open space here in southern Bergen County, of enjoyment and recreation here for the entire community. Congratulations on this amazing, amazing day. And that concludes our program, right?